Hello guys, welcome to Tech Tools YouTube channel. Today in this video, I am going to show you how we can build an open loop system in MATLAB Simulink. So let's start today's video. So at first, double click on screen and write transfer function. So this is our transfer function block. Let's write its name. So this one is our transfer function block. Next we need an input, so double click on screen, and in this case we will use a step input, so write step. So this block is our step input block. Write its name, step input. Then to show the waveform we need a scope, so double click on screen and write scope. So this one is our scope block. So now just enlarge the block diagram size. Now let's join the terminals. Step input to transfer function, then transfer function to scope. To observe the waveform, let's run, double click on scope. So this is our output graph. If we want to see the input and output in the same graph, then we need to join the input to the scope. So for that, double click on scope, go to file, go to the setting button, then number of input ports, let's change it to 2. Apply. Here you can see there are 2 terminals of scope here. So let's join this terminal to this side of input. So if you run, you can see there are 2 graphs. And the first one is input signal, the step input, and the yellow one is our output signal, and the yellow one is our output signal. If you want to visualize this graph in a more clear way, then we will use our dashboard scope. So double click on here and write dashboard. Here is our dashboard scope. Press enter. So this block is our dashboard scope block. So how to use this dashboard scope? Let's move it here and double click on it. So at first select the input wire. So here you can see that this one is our step input wire. Then select it, then press the output wire, and this is our transfer function wire. So select it, then apply, enter, and if you run, you can see the graph here. So this is our graph. Let's increase its size. So the blue one is our step input and the red one is our transfer function. So it's another way to observe the graph. And there is a third way to show our graph. So for this, first select the input wire and then select log selected signals. Then go to the output wire and here also select the log selected signals. Then go to data inspector, double click on data inspector and go to dashboard blocks. Here this is transfer function, this is our transfer function graph, and this is our step input graph. You have just to tick here. So it's another way to show the graph. Now let's see the graphs for different values of the transfer function. So let's change the values of transfer function. So first double click on transfer function, and so here we can change the values of our transfer function. So 1, 4 and 5. It is our numerator coefficients. So you have to remember that denominator coefficients should be greater than numerator coefficient in this case. So here are our three coefficients in numerator. So for denominator we need 4 or more coefficients here. So let's add some other coefficients. So in numerator we have 3 coefficients, in denominator we have 4 coefficients. Let's try it. Just apply. In this case, this transfer function block is small in size. That's why they are showing numerator and denominator. To show the transfer function you have selected, just increase the block size. Then you can see the transfer function we have selected. So let's run this. Yeah, here you can see this one is our step input graph and this one is our transfer function graph. So watch this graph in scope also. Yeah, you can see both graphs are same, just this one is white in color and this one is black. If you want to see the names of these graphs, just go to the view and then select legend. In legend you can see that this yellow line denotes transfer function and this blue line denotes step input. So these two are the same graphs. Let's change the transfer function. Let's try it for same number of coefficients in numerator and denominator. Now you can see there are 4 coefficients in numerator and 4 in denominator. Just apply. Let's OK and let's run the signal. So now this one is our graph. This one is our input line and this one is our transfer function block. Okay, so same number of numerator, so same number of coefficients in numerator and denominator is also allowed. So you have to keep in mind that order of numerator and order of denominator should be same, or the order of denominator should be greater than the order of numerator. So let's try for the order of numerator is greater than order of denominator. So let's increase one more coefficient in numerator, and now you can see there are 4 coefficients in numerator and just 4. Now you can see there are 5 coefficients in numerator and 4 coefficients in denominator. Just apply it. Now you can see it's not applicable here because it's an improper transfer function. In case of a proper transfer function, your numerator or denominator order should be same, or denominator order should be greater than numerator operator. So I think you guys understand what I am trying to say. So that's it for today's video. You guys can see the input output graph by changing the transfer function block. So that's it for today's video. Thank you.